Good evening. Here are our headlines for tonight's news bulletin. The Niue High Court proceedings started this week with a coroner's court inquiry. Niue's free Wi-Fi internet services will end at the end of this month, and new user charges will be applied as of April. Glass bottle crusher is now on the island and in operation as one solution to waste management on the island. The Kilikiki season is midway, and some games have been disrupted due to community commitments. The Niue High Court is in session this week with a number of civil and criminal charges presented before the court yesterday. There was only one civil case, a petition filed for divorce, that was dealt with in closed chambers. The criminal charges saw one person facing two charges case deferred to the next court sitting, and another person facing 5 charges relating to a motor vehicle accident had his case deferred until Thursday this week. However, a coroner's court inquiry into the death of Joseph Hafeiki Makitau on the 27th of June 2013 took up most of the court's time on Monday morning. This process is to establish when, where, how and why the death happened, and also to work out whether anything can be done differently that might stop similar deaths in the future. The case was presented by the Police Legal Counsel on behalf of Niue Police and Niue Health, and the matter was brought before Judge Wilson Isaac. A total of 5 witnesses were called to the stand to give their accounts of events leading up to the death of Mr. Makitau. 2 of the witnesses were civilians, 2 police officers, and 1 doctor who is the chief medical officer from the Niue Health Department. Each of these witnesses verified their statements to Police Legal Counsel before they were cross-examined by a representative from the family of the deceased to ask for further questions for clarification. It was noted that no autopsy was performed, as there is no pathologist available or person qualified to do a post-mortem, so at best it is suspected that a cardiac arrest that is a provisional clinical diagnosis. A final decision or findings by the judge was to be produced to the plaintiffs, who were the Niue Police and Niue Health, as well as the family, by the end of today. Niue's free Wi-Fi internet services days are coming to an end, with the announcement that new charges will start from the 1st of April this year. Niue's internet services started in 1997 when the Internet User Society of Niue Foundation was founded. IUSN is a US-based charitable foundation that provided Niue with free internet services, now supplied under the brand Rocket Systems. According to Rocket Systems Director Emani Lui, the reason for the change is to offer a better service for user demands on a user-pay system. He says that with the free Wi-Fi arrangement, they were limited to what was available in terms of funding. It was at a maximum, and the way internet usage has evolved, with people now uploading photos, videos, and downloading large files that take up a lot of bandwidth. The current bandwidth is 8 megabytes per second for downloads and 2 megabytes per second for uploads. As of the 1st of April, Rockets will double the satellite bandwidth. That will mean faster Wi-Fi access. With just over 600 users, the time has come to implement a more viable system, and after some time consulting with customers on island, they've come to a decision to charge for internet usage to all users with a rate of $50 per month for 10 gigabytes per customer. Users will be able to register using an online portal that also has online options for top-ups, roaming Wi-Fi access around the island, and short-term connections for visitors will be $25 for 5 gigabytes. The changes and proposed charges will provide for some healthy competition with government's ADSL services and give customers options. The ongoing goal is to increase satellite bandwidth before the end of the year, an upgrade of the ISP and internet infrastructure, increased and improved Wi-Fi access around the island. A new glass crusher could be the solution to some of the island's waste management issues and aggregate shortage for sealing of roads. When the new Bond store started importing beer bottles a few months ago, there were concerns raised regarding waste management and the environmental impacts. At the moment, only selected restaurants are able to sell beers in a bottle under strict guidelines, and now the recycling issue is being resolved. The Niue Bond store, in partnership with the Civil Inquiry Division, has brought in a new glass crushing machine that is located at the old Niue Fish Factory at Amano.
We provided the glass crusher to crush the glass, so importing the bottles would mean more waste. As they do with the cans get recycled. So what we've done is we've imported the glass crusher, crushed the glass, and then the glass then goes into our roads. So it also takes the strain off the makasea and things like that for quarry. All bottles get returned to quarry, so it needs to be within the working hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 4. And we're going to provide them with wheelie bins, so they can just empty into a wheelie bin. Wheelie bin gets full, take it to quarry, start the whole cycle all over again. And we started with the people have been bringing spirit bottles, wine bottles, so we're doing spirit wine and beer. So the more glass we can crush, then there's less waste for Niue.
At the moment, there is only one crusher, and glass bottles have to be carefully separated into different colours before the crushing process begins. Processing is still through a trial basis for the next 6 months before they can consider whether to expand or purchase more crushers. What is interesting is that the recycled material will bring extra benefits at a relatively low cost.
It's going to end up in our roads, as in potholes. Instead of using the original makasea, we're going to put the glass in, and we've purchased a special emulsion that's designed for the glass, so it should a bit more wear and tear. Hopefully it'll improve our roading.
Discussions with companies like Fulton Hogan have helped identify the necessary processes where the glass bottle byproducts can be mixed in a substitute for aggregate with special emulsion and used for tar sealing of roads. People can drop off bottles of beers, wine and even liquor bottles to the bins located at the main office in Amano during the working hours. The expectation is that with this new equipment available, the waste on island will be managed and minimised. With 3 rounds of cricket completing, it's still to be determined who will play for the championship, as the game results have showed there is no clear favouritism to take the top spot yet. The 2-hour format of the game is becoming not only a game of cricket skills, but also who utilises the 2-hour time frame to their advantage. It is looking like cricket is building up for some fascinating gamesmanship towards the last few games of the season that will decide who will finish at the podium for 2016. Tuapa versus Hikutawaketoi. Tuapa won that game. Hikutawaketoi bat first and could only score 55 runs with mostly young batters. It took Tuapa 7 batters to get past the 55 score, and the game was over by just after 10 in the morning. Awasele versus La Kepa. Awasele won. Awasele bat first with a score of 340 runs. La Kepa only managed to get 297. Alofi versus Vaya. Alofi won. Alofi bat first and got a score of 284 runs. Vaya only managed 241 runs. Both teams had players available to bat, but their allocated 2 hours was up. Liku versus Makefu. Liku won. Makefu bat first. Liku chased the score down with batters to spare. Witalo and Hakupu did not play, and Tamago Tonga was on bye. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do join us again for our next news bulletin on Thursday.